The only thing to compare yesterday's episode to is, I would think, The Mandalorian Season 2 finale where Luke came by and took Grogu for training. That was one of the most epic moments in Star Wars. Yesterday was another. Episode 3 of the Obi-Wan series is an episode that leaves us with no predictions afterwards. We can kind of guess by the concept art and logically that after Leia was kidnapped, Obi-Wan will somehow have to face either Reva or Vader again. But it is great to live in this time where everybody is so excited for Star Wars and for Obi-Wan, Vader. There is one single issue that yesterday left all of the Star Wars fandom questioning why Darth Vader didn't actually just cross the flames and go grab Obi-Wan for himself. At the very least, kill him or burn him alive like he intended to. If you look at it, for Darth Vader, for somebody of his magnitude, the flames weren't even that crazy, and they didn't engulf the entire area, just basically a thick line of fire. Well, there is an answer to this, and it was made pretty obvious by how the director took the camera and showed Vader multiple times actually emoting through his mask. That is at least a Star Wars speciality with the Mandalorian Darth Vader. No matter if these people have masks on, we can kind of deduce and feel what they're thinking at this moment. Let's talk about Vader and fire. To answer why didn't Vader cross the flames emotionally, let's talk about Vader and fire first. To those who think Vader simply did not cross because he would get burned, here's some quick instances where Vader not only crossed fire, but he did much more difficult things. So we all know that Legends Darth Vader is OP as heck. In fact, his own cape was fire resistant to the point where, similar to Batman, he would just wrap himself in his cape and he would escape either explosions or fire to any degree. But if you think that's crazy and canon has nothing to offer, I want to show you issue number 24 of the Darth Vader 2017 comic series. Yes, the same comic that shows Darth Vader a year after Order 66, more or less, and him building his infamous castle on Mustafar. While Moment is trying out various models of Vader's castle, Vader keeps destroying each and every one because he can't open a portal with this design. The 9th design is final one, as we see it in the movies and so forth. This is Moment's creation. One teeny tiny problem though, Vader had actually occupied the Mustafarians. This planet, Mustafar, had natives on it already living. They were being endangered by what Vader did and previously what the Trade Federation did on this planet. And so the Mustafarians gather together for one final offensive. They don't even let Vader open the portal to the other dimension. At that time, the captain was fully under attack and he pleads with Vader to come help. Once Vader starts destroying their attackers, this is when the Mustafarian elders summon the lava waves that engulf the entire area around the castle. They destroy the AT-ATs, the AT-STs, the stormtroopers, and even Darth Vader is under lava now. However, the next page shows that Darth Vader is capable, in canon, again, keep in mind, he is capable of creating a force bubble around him to not let the lava penetrate him. So set aside a small teeny tiny fire that he can't cross. He is inside a lake of lava and he cannot be destroyed. Vader in the end escapes the lava, and even after he escapes the depths of the lava lake, he is still on fire and he just uses the Force to extinguish that fire, leaving the Mustafarian elders in shock. That's why many people say like Vader Legends could have crossed that fire, but don't tell me that because you can see by this comic, even Vader in canon could easily have crossed those fires and get to Obi-Wan. The situation is much more deeper than that. It is emotional. It is somewhat Vader stopping himself. You see, multiple times as the loader droid is rescuing Obi-Wan, Vader did not cross those fires not because he couldn't, because he didn't want to. He wouldn't, essentially. There are two possible explanations that I have why Vader didn't go after Obi-Wan and let him escape. The first one is that Vader felt compassion at that moment. His inner light came out. Think about it. He hadn't seen Obi-Wan in over 10 years, and now seeing him scream like that in agony and in pain, He thought he would enjoy it, but in fact, he didn't so much. It reminded him of his past, of everything that Obi-Wan represents, and how he suffered through burning fire as well. Even before this, he does not leave Obi-Wan to get charred and scarred from fire just like that. He in fact force pushes him out of the fire and then tells the stormtroopers to bring him to him before Tala rescues him in the end. So even before this, Vader saved Obi-Wan from fire. But I think there is a deeper, more sinister reason as to why Darth Vader didn't go after Obi-Wan at this moment. I think it was simply Obi-Wan was a civilian. Obi-Wan was not a Jedi anymore, and Vader felt that. Vader saw that with his own eyes. He even told him as they were dueling, he has become weak. Throughout the episodes 1, 2, and 3, we see that Obi-Wan is struggling to survive. Even as a civilian, he gets a menial job with little pay. He has only the means to eat and survive. That's it. He lives in a cave. Then as a former Jedi, everybody is chastising him. Nari tells him, "You were once a great Jedi, what happened to you?" Bail Organa even sees how deep Obi-Wan has fallen. And now it was Darth Vader's turn. This was the theme all along. Everybody telling Obi-Wan, "You were once a great Jedi, now you're just nothing." And it ended yesterday with Darth Vader thinking the same thing. First, he dueled Obi-Wan, and during their lightsaber battle, Vader was immensely disappointed at how weak Obi-Wan was. He had forgotten every technique and everything that essentially he had taught Anakin when he was a student to Obi-Wan. Then, to compound that, Obi-Wan was very weak with the Force. He had not engaged with the Force in 10 years. That's why Darth Vader easily grabbed him with the Force and was force choking him and essentially ragdolling him through the fire and out of the fire during those times, burning him in the process. Obi-Wan was completely helpless. He was not a Jedi, he was just a simple civilian. Just as he was killing those civilians in the village, Darth Vader could have easily killed Obi-Wan too. That's how detached he was from the Force, and that's why I think in the end Darth Vader did not want to kill Obi-Wan at that moment in time. He disregarded him completely. He may have even felt sorry for him to see how far Obi-Wan had fallen from his pedestal. And it also could be that Vader knows they will meet up again in the future, and he hoped that Obi-Wan will be a more formidable warrior at that time. Of course, we know this to be the case because I think they will face again, of course, on Mustafar, as we've seen by concept art, and by now Leia being captured by Reva. Obi-Wan will have to train again and prop himself up as the Jedi he once was if he is to face Vader again. Whether Yoda will help with that, or of course our favorite Qui-Gon as a Force ghost will reteach Obi-Wan everything he once knew, that is left up to episode 4, 5, and 6. We will see about that, but I think that is why Darth Vader didn't go after Obi-Wan, didn't cross the fires. Do you guys agree with me? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.